channel, or welcome if you are new. Today we're going to be doing a plant tour video. A couple people in the Discord actually recommended I do this video, so if you want to join the Discord, the link will be down below. Let's get started with the plants in my room. So going through all my plants, you're actually going to notice it doesn't really look like a lot because I have to keep them in specific places. One of the reasons for that is so that my cats don't knock them over constantly. And the two places that I have them are in my room, and I just shove the rest of them into my IKEA cabinet. So let's take a look. This heartleaf philodendron needs some water. I will be watering her soon. I got this plant not too long ago. I love her so much. And I wanted a really full basket of hanging plant, so I bought this easy philodendron. She was basically touching the bed earlier, but I'm propagating her now. This golden pothos was actually the first plant I ever bought 3 years ago that got me into plants. All the plants that I bought around the same time are not with us anymore. So she's really been the only one that has survived everything, 2 moves and being forgotten about. So I'm really glad that she's still with us. Alright, so first we're going to start over here, my windowsill kind of area. This is the view from my bed. I love it, and I love looking at all of them and then looking up and seeing my pothos. We'll start in this area here. Right here is my little prop box. I have a bunch of random cuttings in here. There's some alocasias, philodendrons, and then I actually just recently got this Hoya Mauna Loa cutting. It's starting to root up pretty nicely, so I just keep them all in this little Tupperware container of perlite. I have 2 little terrariums that get knocked over constantly by my cats, but I made those with my partner for Valentine's Day. I got this one recently when I broke my no-buy for this month. This is a Philodendron Imperial Red. It desperately needs a repot, but I really like how big it is. And the new leaves come in kind of maroon red color. Up here is my beautiful Monstera deliciosa. Its biggest leaf is this one with 2 fenestrations. And this guy constantly puts out new growth for me. Oh my god, she's getting a fly! When I bought it, it was only this high, and now all of the leaves are huge. This was also kind of one of the first plants I ever bought. It was a bit after I got into plant collecting, but it was when I was really determined and had like a wish list actually made, as well as like planning out what plants I wanted to have, and that one was definitely on the list. And this is the only one I've ever bought, and it is just doing so much for me. I love it. So glad that it's still here, still kicking. Alright, over here is kind of the sad corner. I have a cactus and a succulent. I don't know what types these are. This one actually might be dead. I'm not sure, I just keep it in this pot. I'm not big on succulents and cacti. This is also some cat grass that I killed. I have to throw that away. Then over here we have my strangly, just out of control polka dot plant. It's been pushing out a bunch of flowers though, so that's really nice. I know you are supposed to keep them trimmed to keep them looking bushy, but I don't really mind how it looks. Back here is my sad black rose succulent. Yeah, not a fan of succulents, but my boyfriend really liked it, so we got it. And then my rubber tree that finally put out a new leaf down here. Smallest leaf I've ever seen. But you know what? At least it's doing something, because for a long time it just didn't do anything. I'm moving this one because it is so top heavy, it is ridiculous, but this is my Raven ZZ. This plant falls over at least once a week, but it constantly pushes out new growth. And I got it for fairly cheap on Facebook. I really like this plant. I've been wanting one for a really long time. I just honestly wish it didn't give me so much trouble. But I love how it looks, and I can deal with it falling over and vacuuming soil every day. onto this corner, we have my bird of paradise plant. Excuse all of the mess, but I recently just got this guy. This is the biggest leaves on it, and when it turns into a tree, I'm going to put it over here for more fullness, because I did have a palm, but it unfortunately did not like the lack of humidity. And then I have my beautiful Caladium Allure that I think is going dormant or something. Probably just needs humidity, but this one does not fit in my cabinet, so I put it up here and hope that it does okay. I've never owned a Caladium before. This is actually the first time I've seen one. I saw this guy at Home Depot and I just loved how it looked. These are more seasonal plants and will go dormant, but usually come back if the care is correct. So if not, I did at least get this little ceramic pot out of it, so I can't really complain. I pulled this one out to show you guys better, but this is my snake plant. I've had it for 2 years and it has only put out 1 new leaf. Got 2 little babies growing in right there, but this thing is so boring. I literally remember buying this and potting it up, and I swear it hasn't put out a new leaf except for this one in the entire 2 years that I've had it. Just nothing at all. My ZZ plant grows more than this thing does. Do I recommend snake plants to every new time plant parent? Yes. Do I want to have this sitting around and not growing in my house? No. If I could afford it, I would buy a really big one of them just because I love how they look. But if you're planning on buying a baby and watching it grow up, it might outlive you and still be the same size. I'm hoping it does actually start to put some stuff out soon. If not, this is what I look at forever. Over here is my crispy leafed peace lily. I got this beauty a couple years ago as well. Recently repotted her up into a terracotta pot, and I love her. I remember this was the first hard plant that I actually ever got, and I was really afraid that I was going to kill her. So far she flowers for me constantly. She hasn't recently since I put her in this new pot, but I need to get used to the new watering schedule that she has now because it's terracotta. Before that, she was pushing out 2 flowers all the time. I love her. I think even without the flowers, just the green foliage that she has is gorgeous, and when they get really big, they are stunning plants. Up here I have a little propagation station. I've got some Tradescantia in here, a couple string of hearts, and a little baby Syngonium. I love this thing. It's so cute, and I feel like it just kind of pulls this whole wall together. Alright, that's everything in my room. Now we're going to go show you guys where the business is, where all the cool plants are, and that's my cabinet. So I'll take you there now. Right here is my Redsta cabinet, and we'll just start from the top and go down. In the back over here I have 2 Tradescantia. I have the Bubblegum Princess and the Zebrina. Way back here I've got my little Hoya Carrii. It's just a single leaf, so it's not gonna do anything else. And then my beautiful long string of hearts trails all the way down here. It's caught in my microphone. Goes all the way down there, trails up to the back. I have a little baby variegated string of hearts right here. I turned the lights off, so hopefully it's easier to see. And then back here I have my variegated Hoya compacta, and then just some little decorations. And my variegated string of pearls. This one's getting pretty long as well. Alright, moving on to the second row here. This row and this row are probably my favorite. In the way back, we've got another Syngonium butterfly. We've got a Cebu Blue Pothos. I love this guy. I recently potted it up and it's putting me out a new leaf. And the showstopper, my Albo. Then we have my Alocasia Polly, or African mask. Recently it did die off and then it put out this new leaf, so I've noticed I can only have 2 leaves at a time on it. I've got this Syngonium Albo. This one died off to just white leaves. But I'm really just keeping it to see if it survives. Probably won't, but I'm waiting for it to push out another green leaf. I've got my Monstera Adansonii. This is really the show of the cabinet. It fills up almost this entire half. I remember when I bought this one too, it was so small, and now it's putting out secondary fenestrations on the leaves. Look at how big they are. The size on that one actually kind of reminds me of an Obliqa. I know that those are way bigger holes, but just the size of the holes that they're getting now is crazy. A lot of these leaves are huge. I mean, look at that. A lot of times the leaves will go through and unfurl, so I have to unstick them. In the back over here is my Philodendron micans, also growing like a weed. Puts out new leaves almost all the time. Look at how gorgeous. And this little baby loves being in this spot. I think it's the humidity as well as the air circulation right there. But all of the new leaves seem to be coming from over here with my humidifier here. So I think it really likes it. Back here we have an Alocasia Regal Shield. I don't know why this one is dying. But these two I grew myself from some corms from my other Regal Shield that I had. My beloved Philodendron Pink Princess puts out new leaves all the time. There's a new one coming in right there. She's pregnant. Gorgeous plant, really grows like a weed. My Philodendron Silver Sword. I also got this guy as a 2-leaf cutting, and now look at her. This leaf doesn't really fit in the pot, but putting out a new one up top. This one grows crazy fast as well. Right here I have my Philodendron Rio. I rooted it in sphagnum moss and needs water, but it is putting out this beautiful new leaf. Look at that. It's gonna be so yellow and creamy. I cannot wait for it to unfurl. Right here I have another Syngonium albo. I got this one just in case that one does die because I love how they look. And I think the variegation on this one is just spectacular. And it's even putting out a new leaf for me. This one looks like it's going to have a lot of white. This is my Begonia Rex. I'm not quite sure what's wrong with it. I don't think it liked the transition of moving into the cabinet. I've only had it for a couple of weeks, so we shall see. I mainly got this because it just looks so cool, and the petioles are fuzzy. My all-time favorites are these two Dragon Scale Alocasia. I got this one first as a 2-leaf cutting. When I transferred it to soil, it did not like it, so it died back to this one cutting. And yesterday I found this guy at a nursery, and I mean, come on, I had to. These two leaves are beautiful. This one's a little bit damaged, but it's okay. And it's putting out a new leaf. I just love how it looks. I can't get over it. And I love how it feels too. So I definitely had to get this one as well. And then lastly, right over here we have my Philodendron Birkin, a Hoya compacta regular version, and a Chinese money plant. These are all being grown with grow lights, and I'll put the link for them in the description in my bio. You can use my code to get 20% off. That is my collection of plants. It might not be as many as some of you guys might have thought, but I am planning on moving this next year. So I've downsized a little bit, and I also don't really have a lot of room here until I get my other cabinet built. Until then, these are the ones I have, and there are many more that have since passed. I hope you enjoyed. What are some plants from my collection that you've never seen before, that you liked, or that you thought were interesting? Let me know down below in the comments. Also, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe for more every Wednesday. It means a lot to me. And check out the link in the description for the Discord, the grow lights, and follow my TikTok. Again, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!